Warriors, welcome and thank you so very much for joining me in today's video. My friends, before I get into this video, I want you to know that I have figured out how to use the Clubhouse app. And on Clubhouse, what I'm going to be doing is doing a lot of audio-based teaching. So come on over to Clubhouse, follow me at the_anxiety_guy. Let's connect. And my friends, in today's video, I want to focus on some things that I just wish I would have heard during my anxiety recovery journey, because of course, when we're going through the healing process, we are looking for people to support us. But at the same time, a ton of support that isn't really targeted and beneficial isn't really support at all. So I want to focus on things that I wish I would have heard during my healing journey. And this is important for you. This is really important for you, coming from someone who's been in your shoes, in your mind, body, and spirit. Because I want to provide you with some wisdom based on some of the lessons that I learned, some of the mistakes that I made, so that we can lessen the amount of mistakes that you are making and get to that desired place a lot faster. The first thing that I wish someone would have told me during my anxiety recovery journey was, I'm allowed to change what I believe about anything. I'm allowed to change what I believe about anything. You know, what's interesting is that as we go about our self-care work, there tends to be blocks and walls and such based on belief systems. We are so attached to our authority figures, and rightly so. Mom, dad, teachers, uncles, brothers, sisters, whatever it may be. And we feel like if we go against their beliefs, we are somehow disturbing them. We are somehow disconnected from them, or we are unloving towards them. Nothing could be farther from the truth, because we are individuals. We are unique. And what's interesting about this anxiety recovery journey is that for once in your life, you are starting to create your own beliefs about things. You are no longer following in the footsteps of mom or dad or any other teacher or authority figure. You're saying, thank you. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for providing me with information that I can consider, key word, consider, but don't have to believe in anymore. So I'm giving you permission starting today, and you're giving yourself permission to create your own beliefs about yourself, about people, and this reality. The second thing I wish I would have heard during my anxiety recovery journey was that I don't have to hide my anxiety from people, right? I'll tell you something. I did a very, very good job of acting like everything was just fine. Acting like, oh, don't worry about me, right? It's all good. I didn't want to step on people's toes. I didn't want to disturb people. I didn't want to let people down. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be connected. And I felt like if I shared some of my anxiety problems, that they would judge me and label me possibly as being crazy, right? Because some of the things that I would have discussed, a lot of people would not have understood. But here's the thing. The people that truly support you will be there with you throughout this anxiety recovery journey. And the ones that don't are not at a place where they can personally help you yet. They are dealing with their own stuff. So don't see it as rejection when you go ahead and introduce some of your anxiety challenges to other people. It's not rejection. It just means that some people are not ready yet, whereas other people will be. And I promise you, the less you suppress your problems and the more you share them, what's going to happen is you're going to start feeling better about your progress. And they're going to be there with you step by step. Number 3 is I or you can slow down even when we instinctually want to speed up, right? With anxiety, it makes us feel like we have to go through everything we're doing throughout the day very quickly, in a very fast manner. And what this does is, yes, we get things done quickly, but many times we have to backtrack, right? We have to backtrack. Oh, I forgot to do that part. Oh, I forgot to consider that part. So what you want to do is you want to understand that you can slow down even when your instincts are telling you to speed up, right? Because more than anything, warriors, what are we doing here? We are unlearning, right? In order to learn something new about ourselves and reality, we must first unlearn what we know, right? And what we know to be true. So many times, what we thought was true was just a shadow of what was really true. So, as you're going through the day, give yourself permission to go against your instincts that say, hey, speed up. Hey, stand guard at every symptom. Stand guard at every external situation in order to take care of the worst possibility. There is no worst. Anxiety is imagination. So let's begin using our imagination in good, productive ways rather than allow our instincts to determine what we imagine about something that's going to happen in the future. Number 4, and I really wish I would have heard this one during my anxiety recovery journey, was that I don't have to believe everything that I feel. We're talking again about our instincts. We're talking about the reptile part of our brains. We're talking about the emotional part of our brains. Many times when we feel something, we think that it's true. Like, I feel X towards Johnny. Well, hold on. You haven't taken a moment to consider A or B or C or D about Johnny. All you're doing is considering X because there's a feeling that is arising within you that is creating a label or a judgment or a belief about something. So what we have to understand is, just because you feel something doesn't mean that it is truth. So powerful. Because when we begin questioning our feelings, we start to gain control over the entire organism, right? We start to trust in life. We start to trust in this journey because we are no longer being led. We are leading. This is key. Number 5 thing I wish I would have heard during my anxiety recovery journey was that it's okay to be proud of myself no matter what, right? It's okay to be proud of myself no matter what. In society today, we're shooting for these huge goals, these massive desires, more, bigger, better, right? And so we have created a competitive society. We don't look at somebody in a compassionate way and say, I wonder what that person's going through. Maybe I can relate. Maybe I can help that person. We don't see them in that way initially. We see them as a threat. And if we continue to see people as threats, we will never be able to connect with other people. We will constantly feel lonely. We will feel detached, and we will not be learning from other people. So it's important to understand that you right now can be proud of yourself no matter what you do, no matter what it is that you feel like you achieve. You don't have to have dad or mom's voice in your head all day, every single day saying, that's not good enough. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't perfect. It could have been just a little bit better. No, it doesn't have to be this way anymore. Starting today, you can say, I woke up, I put my clothes on, I took a shower. These are wins. These are wins. I went about my day. I had a feeling that arose that was an anxious feeling, but I countered that feeling. I countered it with some cognition, with a new perspective. And with that perspective, I acted on it, and I behaved against my instincts that told me to run or distract myself. Beautiful. That's just one example of a win. Bring these wins to the forefront of your attention and make sure that you give yourself a tremendous amount of credit right now, right here, for listening to this video, for spending time with me, for not allowing your mind to edit what I'm telling you, but rather the part of you that is accepting it in and saying, you know, this information could possibly and is true for me. Give yourself credit. Next one is that I can, in fact, perceive my past experiences and relationships differently. Oh my God. I wish someone would have told me this. Dennis, no matter what took place in your past, an experience, a relationship, you can rebuild. You can re-perceive. You can reinterpret what took place. You don't have to live in the present based on the belief that you created around a highly emotional experience. When we're young and we have an experience, and that experience causes us to be overwhelmed, causes us to be emotionless, even motionless, we tend to go, oh my God, what I was told in that moment, what I felt in that moment, what I thought in that moment is true. No. That's just a part of you that is taking in information so that it can relay to you information in the present time about what took place in the past. It is a warning. That's all it is. And so we have to understand that no matter what happened back in the day, you can reframe it. And reframing is a powerful tool that will take you to a place of inner peace, a place of inner neutrality, to go, wow, I have truly, not just cognitively, but I have truly made peace with this person. And because I have, I can set them free. Or I have truly made peace with an experience. All these years, I thought it was my fault, but it wasn't. I was doing the best I could in that situation, and that's enough. You can do this. Number 7 thing I wish I would have heard during my anxiety recovery journey was that anxiety was not weakness, but rather a sign of strength. If you're listening to this and you're supporting someone going through anxiety, you have to understand that we mustn't see these warriors from a weak perspective. They are the farthest thing from weak. You are the farthest thing from weak. And anxiety is not weakness. Why? Because in this lifetime, I believe that we will be met with 1 to about 3 very, 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 very challenging experiences. So for you, anxiety is one of those 3 very powerful and challenging experiences that you must learn from, move beyond, and become more than. You, right now, during anxiety, are building character. You are finding yourself. You are finding your true divine self. When I say the word divine, people think it's white light and it's too highly spiritual for them, but divine is nothing more than your true natural self. That's all it is. So understand that starting today, you can look in the mirror and you can say, I'm not weak. I am stronger than most people in the world. And because in this moment I see myself as stronger, I will be 10 times the person anybody else is, because I've graduated from anxiety. Whew. Powerful, my friends. Number 8 thing I wish I would have heard during my anxiety recovery journey was that suffering is suppression. Suppression, holding things in, and knowing that I'm holding them inside of me. And freedom is expression. Expression in terms of verbally expressing something, behaviorally acting on something, and energetically providing some sort of energy towards another. This is expression. You're no longer hanging on or holding on to things, but rather you are expressing what you believe is true now, right? Because on this journey, warriors, you're going to come about so many new epiphanies, new moments of realization, clarity moments, right, as you're going about the day. And when you are met with this clarity, you need to write it down, you need to share it with other people, and you need to speak up. You need to speak up so that you can cement what is true for you, what is real for you, and what it is that you're learning. Because when you speak your truth verbally, when you behave based on these new epiphanies that you're gaining, you start to guide the inner child within you that still doesn't realize or recognize that this world can in fact be safe. This world is safe. We don't have to be perfect beings. We don't have to be human doers. We can be human beings. We can sit and be content. We can be happy with where we are. We don't have to always shoot for the next thing. Powerful. Number 9 is to see the world from the perspective of energy rather than things and matter. Therefore, understand what was causing our anxiety from an unconscious level. When you are within a few feet of somebody else, it's kind of like Bluetooth, right? You are downloading information. So you may get a feeling, you may get a hunch around somebody, especially if you are an empath, okay? And this hunch is true. And you're going, this person is dealing with X, right? And what's very, very important on this healing journey is to understand that you are outputting energy and you are taking in energy. Okay, when you go to a cafe, it's not just you and that green tea, right? It's you, it's the barista, it's everyone sitting around you, it's the vibration and the energy coming from the music and how that's affecting you. Even though you're not paying attention to the lyrics, it is affecting you. And we have to understand that in this particular environment right now, and if I can bring enough awareness to my energy output, what am I putting out into the world, right? Because the world, this universe, right, is reading your feelings. It is reading your emotions. So at any given moment, whatever it is that you're outputting, you are also receiving. Not only receiving in this present moment, but as you go about the day, you will be met with similar experiences to what you're feeling. The universe has a funny way of putting together future experiences based on what you want. And it reads what you want based on how you're feeling and your emotional state. So don't be surprised that things are not going according to your desires as you're going through the day, because you haven't mastered your feelings. You haven't allowed yourself to understand that a feeling is not an emotion. An emotion is a product of a feeling. Initially, you have a feeling. Initially, you have a thought. This is energy, right? And so the question is, does this thought and feeling provide me the direction that I want to go in my life? If the answer is no, don't allow it to compound into an emotion. Because once you become emotionally negative, it becomes very difficult through behavior and thought to reverse it. So see the world from the perspective of energy, my friends, rather than just things and people and matter, right? And you only have to bring a tremendous amount of awareness and consciousness at the start. As you start going about the next couple months and years, this becomes automatic. You are gravitating towards the things that you want to feel, the people that you want to be around, and so on and so forth. So see everything as energy. And finally, I wish I would have heard this. Healing anxiety was not going to be a linear or straight path, which is exactly the way it needed to be. That is more than anxiety. Right now, you may be in a stage of your healing where you don't truly understand that it needs to be this way, that your healing journey needs to be this way. The suffering, the pain, the understanding, the growth, the walls, the blocks that you are encountering, it needs to be this way. And with this understanding, you can now go about your days knowing that you can work with this side of you rather than allow it to dictate how you think about yourself and your future and what you do. This is powerful. My friends, I want to leave you with this. Learn to be comfortable with not knowing. Learn, key word, learn to be comfortable with not knowing. I'm not asking you to be comfortable with not knowing and uncertainty right now. I'm asking you to learn. I'm asking you to open up your mind. I'm asking you to open up your heart to a world of the unknown. And when you can get comfortable with the unknown, there is no more anxiety. This, I promise you. Comment below. Tell me how this video spoke to you. And if you have any other questions on the most powerful anxiety recovery program available online today, The Inner Circle, start your journey, head on over here. Remember that you are more than anxiety. Enjoy this day because you deserve it. Love you all.